My name is MrRay and I am casting Legacy of the Huns Qualification round number 4, a matchup between xiaofan against MrRay. It's gonna be Huns War as expected on Legacy of the Huns. And we are here on the Arabia map, a map that we all love and hate at the same time. So yeah, let's just start with player number 2 here, just for fun here. And looking at his map, well, there's not much to say other than that it's completely open. He has this kinda wood line in the front, but let's forget about this one. He'll most likely go for this here, and then he could go for that or that later, but this one's gonna be the wood line to go for, I assume at least. And yeah, what can we say about this? Really, it's just typical Arabia map there. I mean, he has this gold on the side, that is okay. It's close to his TC. His second stone is far away, his second gold is far away, but in the back, theoretically speaking, and his first stone is in the front. Therefore, not the most ideal map, but he could work with it. I guess most awkwardly will be the deal with his base over here, as yeah, it's here on the hill, and it can basically be harassed. All the villagers can be harassed all the time there by his opponent, if the opponent wants to go for that, as there's the hill, upper advantage for any incoming troops. Therefore, really not the nicest position. So yeah, that's it for xiaofan. Going to MrRay here. Looking at his map, this is more decent, that for sure. Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I can see some walls going up here pretty easily. Problem is going to be, though, this gold over there. I mean, you could place a wall like this somehow, or like this, basically. Then it's fine, at least considering melee attacks or something like that. But any tower or any archer type of units are going to be annoying and will be able to deny it. Nice support by the scout here, I must say. Yeah, I like it. Wow, good stuff. Without loom. And yeah, that is actually the most awkward thing about the space. Oh my god. Oh. You know, those kind of things, they just happen, and I am not even here to laugh at this, because this happens to me all the time. And yeah, the golds are outside. That's just what can I say, man? It's not ideal, but also the boars. It's gonna be really annoying for him, and it's gonna delay his food income. And also, we've seen he lost one villager to this action here. Unfortunate stuff, especially in a Huns war, where you have to go up ASAP in order to deal as much damage as possible, in order to make use out of your fast stables, for instance. Yeah, it's gonna be a drawback there for sure. And Liam's saying it, all his gold is out on the top. Horrible. Well, yeah, that is for sure. This, I mean, the only way to secure this gold, as I've said, is with this attempt of putting down this palisades. But yeah, it's certainly bad. Agreed. I agree. And this gold is not even worth mentioning there. So yeah, just in comparison to this one, also this gold is super exposed. At least it's close to the TC, but other than that, both don't have the best maps. Still, I'd say that MrRay can wall this one up way better, which could be convenient for him if he wants to play it a bit more defensively. And considering the fact that he lost a villager, maybe he wants to do so, as he would maybe then click up one villager less. Speaking of clicking up, we see a 20 pop fuel here by xiaofan. And that is certainly interesting to see. Will be scouts. I'd say so. He's a decent number on wood. Not many though. Still, it's just 7 villagers. He should add 3 more, then he'll be fine if he wanted to do it properly. But with 19 villagers only, he'll just have 8 or 9 villagers on wood. We'll see. You just need to make sure that he drops down a stable, but it's going to be tougher for the blacksmith to come in. Let's see. Also, this is just interesting here. And actually also a good idea. I like this actually. So just thinking practically here and securing this area. He just needs to remind himself that this area is open for now. So any scouts going in here would be just a terrible scenario. But yeah, so far he doesn't make any attempt to secure this area over here. Instead he just wants to make sure that both the berries and the wood is safe for now, but yeah, let's see. What's the rating of MrRay? Well, I am not sure. I gotta be honest with you. It needs to be somehow okay, as this is qualification round number 4. If you really want to know about this one, you could of course look it up on Woobly, but I am not sure. My guess it is somewhere around 19x or even more. I'd say so. And if not, then he must have had easier opponents somehow. Because in qualification rounds number 4, that means that you have had a decent number of opponents already. Different kinds of opponents. And in qualification round number 4 we had people like Stark, Comtan, I don't even know who else was there. Spring, obviously. We had Metal. All of those people. So yeah. Interesting stuff taking place right now. Oh, okay. That was unfortunate here by MrRay. He is not able to deal with this situation here. This pond, obviously, not good for him. He lost one villager over there. Yeah, you just checked. Touching 2k. There we go. Thanks for the info, Liam. Appreciate it. And yeah, not a big surprise. As I've said it, it's just a lot of skilled players there in qualification round number 4 already. I mean, those are the contesters, or at least they are having matches in order to go for the final stages. And in these final stages that have just started this week, we have people like Viper, MBL, Yo, and all of the other big names there. So only the best of the best come here, right? So yeah, we saw it here. Xiaofan obviously was successful for now, but he was being pushed out of the base of MrRay due to this spearman. If he had 4 scouts, it would have been better. Then he could maybe engage, but only if he were sure that after the spearman nothing else would come. But yeah, he went away as he was there with 3 scouts only, and now he's just waiting in his base and probably expecting MrRay to come into his base very, very soon. Still curious about this gold, though, how he will deal with it. And yeah, meanwhile, player number 2 made sure that this is secured for now. This gold, though, as we see it, needs some more fortification. Tim Kaboom says, "Go, Xiaofan." And yeah, now we got some disadvantage in just walling superficially here, just touching the palisade just once, as MrRay was aware of the situation and he just went in all in now with his own scouts, getting a decent number of villagers. I believe it was 2 villagers now. Oh yeah, 2 or 3 villagers just now, but he traded in all of his scouts. Was actually a nice move, I'd say. Ideally, he would have even escaped with 1, but in this case, Xiaofan made sure that all of those scouts just faded away from the reality of this Huns war. Rest in peace. So yeah, there we go. Instead of going for walls, obviously you can also go for spearmen when it's time for the squash to take place. For now, that's fine, but once archer ranges are being put down, it's not going to be fine anymore. And now MrRay even needs to ask himself, well, if I don't wall this one, should I even go for towers just to secure this area? At least then in fuel age, it would be fine. But talking about fuel age, we gotta even say that this is not going to be the case. In a couple of minutes, Xiaofan will be in castle age, and then all the things will certainly start to change here. Then also tower will not be enough to just simply secure this area. And if this continues like this, I gotta say MrRay is going to be in a lot of troubles. So far, I think it is quite brave of him to leave it like this. But we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'm just exaggerating here. Maybe I'm just too pessimistic. It could be different. Let's be patient. Liam asked about the vision of player number 2. Well, oh, he just knows about 1 gold. Interestingly. But he knows... no, he doesn't know anything about this gold being used for now. He doesn't know about this one either. There we go. And that one... nope. So that is probably the explanation why he goes to the left hand side with his archers. Otherwise he could have easily gone to this side. But at least now he is aware that there is something worth for a spearman to patrol. And there we go. Now he knows everything. At least he knows about the 2 goals. And that is important, of course. That is important for sure. So yeah, xiaofan obviously going for crossbowman and then Balkan arrow. Just to make use of this archers here to go for some raiding. But so far... just 2 arch ranges though. Or am I wrong? 1, 2. Yeah, there we go. No third one being placed somewhere. While MrRay obviously has 3 of them. And he will most likely go for some calf archers. Not even sure if he's gonna go for some crossbows. Not even thinking so, but let's see. These crossbows are obviously strong enough to push those villagers away here. They're forced to go out. And now paired archery armor incoming by MrRay. He certainly wants to commit into archers by spending his resources on that one. It's really important for xiaofan also to go for bowsaw. Really nice castle edge attack there. But I'm asking myself, will he just stay with crossbows? Player number 2. Well, seems like that. Instead, he uses the remaining resources on another TC, which is actually a justifiable decision as this gold is super exposed. Meanwhile, MrRay here doing some work, getting rid of a lot of enemies there. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, there's also this amount of crossbows here, able to get some villagers here and there. Therefore, MrRay being forced to place down some TCs pretty close to each other, but for practical reasons. Unfortunately though, yeah, those expos are doing work there. It was just a matter of time till the first ATST emote comes in. I'm happy to see it. So yeah, a lot of idle time for MrRay though. We gotta be aware of this one for sure. That is a lot of idle time, a lot of villagers just working here and there or being killed, basically. These expos way too successful in my opinion. They have a high body count there for sure, and they're just getting wrecked. Not even now. Alright, okay, interesting. So, also about MrRay, the questions, will he... It's GG? Okay, he understood that it was maybe too much of casualties here. If we have a look at the villager count, obviously 44 to 30. That is, of course, because, firstly, xiaofan went up first, right? Makes sense, so he had his improved EQ up a little bit earlier. But, most importantly, I guess, or even more importantly, it's just the amount of villagers being killed here and there. Therefore, MrRay just understood it and said, you know, I'm not even trying. I'm not doing anything about it. I should have used a lot more villagers on gold for now in order to maintain a 3T. I'm just asking myself, here's the mistake even. And also, let me say it. So, with this situation, he still had the idea of going for 3 archery ranges, right? But then it is impossible, at least for the beginning, unless you do it perfectly with your EQ. If you don't even lose 1 villager or here and there, nothing. If you're just super efficient, you are maybe able to place down 2 more TCs. But I thought this was more as in a panic move in order to secure those areas here. This wood line and this gold over here, even though I thought that placing this TC a little bit more to the south would have served the same purpose as this TC here. Well, easier said than done. Still, with this eco, he wasn't simply able to do anything anymore. I mean, he spent a decent amount of wood for that, but we see he had enough wood, but he didn't have enough gold anymore. At least it's not proportional in order to pump out a lot of units anymore. Especially Carefight just wouldn't have been an option there. So xiaofan actually applied that much pressure with this unfortunate map of MrRay that he was forced to go for some wrong decisions and finally lose the first game, which is not the end of the world because we got some more games to watch here. And by more games to watch, I am not even referring to this matchup here. We also have 2 more matchups after this one. It's gonna be a long night here. Alright, just updating the score, and then we're gonna jump into the next game right away. Alright, so the first match here, obviously for xiaofan. Just quickly updating it. There we go. I always have this paranoia situation in which I think, oh, do I give the points to the wrong person? How embarrassing. Okay, so there we go. Alright. Just loading the right game there. Should be obviously after game number 1. Game number 2 is the upcoming one. There we go. Perfect. By the way, there have also been some rematches, but I just didn't download them. I just thought I'd just do it ECL style. They also didn't involve any rematches. So yeah, number 2. There we go. Just gonna have one more sip here. Where's my water actually? There. Alright, there we go. So welcome everyone, my name is MrRay and I am casting round number 2 of qualification round number 4 Legacy of the Huns, a matchup between xiaofan versus MrRay. There we go. So yeah, there we go once again. This time we got player number 2 in the southwest of the map, and player number 1 up in the north. By the way, if you hear some sounds, that's just me waving at myself in order to reduce the heat here. And yeah, right away we can see it here. MrRay actually struggling there for a second, finding his sheepos. And he is forced to go for his boar first of all. Well, that is awkward. And certainly unfortunate, but things like that simply happen. And in tournaments, or in any kinds of games, you just need to make sure that you just do the best out of the situation. If he was Mongols, obviously this would have been great for him. But yeah, it's awkward now. He's forced to go for a lot more force drops here and whatnot. Looking at his base, once again, I feel that in Legacy of the Huns, all of those maps are nearly unwallable. And if they are wallable, they have some kind of huge disadvantage to it, just like last game, that it's actually a punishment to wall it off somehow. So once again, we got all the resources here in the front. Where's the second stone even? There we go. Okay. Yeah, well, what to say about this? Not much, guys, not much. It's just not the best map, right? He is forced to play it super aggressively, therefore it's not recommended to do some more mistakes, just like last game. Going for deer, always a good move. Some consider it as greedy, but I think if you go for scratch or man arms, it's always a good thing to go for the deer if you have the luxury. But you need to do it ASAP. So either you do it like this, that you find the enemy and then go back ASAP and then just slow the deer, or you do it first, but do it so fast without any mistakes and then directly go for the enemy. That's difficult. But certainly nothing in between. If you do something in between the two approaches I've said, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for sure. And yeah, so this is it for now. We see 4 villages on wood though. That is interesting, but that could be also just some adaptation due to the unfortunate events of this game so far for MrRay. And looking at player number 2 here, xiaofan. Also not with the best map. I see some possibilities to wall this off, but oh my god, those resources, once again, all of the goals, 1, 2 and 3, just on the front. And also this first one here on this hill makes it certainly more awkward here. Though, I could see some way of walling this off. Don't get me wrong here. 4 on woods and deer sounds like M&A. Yep, that is for sure. I mean, I would have thought the same, basically. Yeah, so walling it off like this, maybe some awkward stuff over here. I mean, I would say build some houses, you know, but yeah. Well, there's some thing that we need to keep in mind, as this is legacy of the Huns, right? So not gonna happen. But basically building the barracks and the stable here, and maybe the blacksmith or something like this, with 3 on woods over here. Probably gonna be a stable over here. Would be a way, but still so far away, so far away. It's gonna be so hard to defend this one, even this is somehow protected. Or just drag a wall like this. I'm not sure. It's not good. It's not good. So basically player number 2 also needs to apply a lot of pressure here in order to compensate the fact that all of his important resources are here in the front. And yeah, let's see. Looking at MrRay here for a second, he has no clue about his opponents, while xiaofan actually knows quite a bit in a couple of seconds. Or does he? He doesn't. How unfortunate is this? Or did he see the scout pushing the deer? I'm not even sure. I am not sure. Probably he is aware of the fact that this is the base somehow of MrRay. Well, weird stuff. So both of them are clicking up. And interesting, with the same amount of population, 21 pop for both. That is odd. That is odd. Unless MrRay still wants to go for some scrush. Well, looks like it. I see no villages and golds. If it was a M&A, I would have said okay, go for 2 on gold, but nope, not this time. So indeed, it was just some kind of dealing with the fact that the beginning was so odd, considering the numbers of initial villages on wood there. So certainly seems like that. Or he wants to go for some, I don't even know, for some. Let's see. No, he doesn't even produce any militia. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Confusing for sure. Still, with all of those deer, he has a real strong boost there. And he will be able to pump out a lot of units in a bit. There we go. The sails are incoming, so I didn't expect this one. Meanwhile, he has found the base and he was real lucky there. Real lucky there. Not to have lost the scout. This is really important. I mean, losing the scout is always a bad thing. Don't get me wrong with that one, but in this case it would be especially bad if you want to go for a scrush. Losing 1 scout already would be devastating. Meanwhile, little harassment here and there. Nothing too serious though. Just a little bit of idle time. That happens. The spearman certainly gonna help to prevent this one from happening once again. It's gonna be different once player number 2 has a decent number of scouts. Therefore, just a matter of time. Alright, this is a bad fight for MrRay. He should retreat ASAP. And actually pull his spearman to the front there. But he's not being chased. So now it's okay. With this number of scouts, he should be able to engage. what he needs to do correctly, not to lose his wounded scout there. So probably just micro it in a way that he just pulls it away every time there's some kind of confrontation. Let's see. Looking at the base here, I just also want to know about the decisions here. So interestingly, player number 2 doesn't even care about this gold here. Decent number of farms already. Just one villager on berries. Interesting stuff. Are we gonna see some more scouts? Is this gonna be full scouts here by xiaofan maybe? So we got 6 scouts already. But also 6 scouts by... No, it's not 6 scouts by MrRay. He has 5 scouts, I believe. Nope, 4 scouts and 2 spearmen. Right. Now it's 5 scouts though. And yeah, interesting. Question is gonna be... No, it's not gonna be full scouts. Now he goes for this mining camp. That is odd. As these villagers are so exposed. Therefore, he needs to be super successful right now in order to prevent any raid taking place here. Also, this is going to be super wall to wall off with quick walls. It should be possible though, just 2 walls should secure this area. Another 2 walls. Just 1 wall over here. Well, if done correctly and if the timing is alright, it should be fine. Somehow, to protect this area. So far though, no signs of aggression, like real aggression. We see just a spearman here, which is rather odd move by player number 2. Why doing so? I don't even know. Meanwhile, the scouts are just here to protect this area. So I just think that getting bloodlines and then wheelbarrow, certainly 2 things happening at the same time. First of all, improving the scouts. And then going for some economical approach, just to go for the next age ASAP. Alright, so this engagement is real. As well as this archer range. Interesting. Why so though? He goes for scale barding armor even. Archers. Couple of things happening simultaneously. Liam says those are the walls of a player who pushes all it. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree. So yeah, now it's rather an awkward position here for red. But good quick wall. Just make sure that you don't lose your villagers, man. No. Oh my god, man, it happens. He was greedy with the last villager there. He should have sacrificed this one. Now he's losing way more. Or is he? Just one more? No, he is losing more villagers there. I've heard 3 female villagers dying in this very minute. Unfortunate stuff, guys. Unfortunate stuff for sure. I am not happy with what I see by xiaofan. Oh my god. Well. 3 villagers difference now. MrRay was quite lucky with this one. He should just... Oh my god. This would have been a perfect opportunity for this spearman to get some free pokes. But nope, not gonna happen. Instead, we see a double stable approach now by MrRay. He also goes for bloodlines and scaleboarding armor. Probably he felt triggered by seeing those scouts having those tags. So he feels pushed into the situation to step up his scout game as well. Triple stable. What is happening? More scouts? Question mark. Well, it certainly seems like that. Decent amount of farms. Now let's see what's gonna happen here. Now xiaofan is on some revenge move here. Trying to get some villages. He certainly can do that. And he is clicking up for Castle Age. But MrRay now going for forging as well. I believe that he doesn't want to click up anytime soon here. But he cannot afford any more scouts with this behavior. having spent 150 food just for foraging. Brave move, but he needs to justify this by pushing those scouts away from his base and then actually go for some aggressive moves over here. And I feel going next to the TC not the best move over there. Also a couple of spearmen there just to prevent any bad things happening there. Not too convinced of MrRay's decision here to go for more scouts, to have gone for more scouts, so to speak, as he's not producing any further. It saved his villagers at home. We gotta give him that at least. But now he is gonna fall behind pretty much. But with the amount of farms here, he should be fine. Let's see. So xiaofan in Castle Age pretty soon, having 3 archer ranges, an indication for calf archers. Well, guys. So Castle Age has been reached, and I feel that MrRay is gonna click up after this villager. Right now. Nope, he is producing one more villager. Interesting. No, he is deciding against this one and just clicking up now, aborting the creation of the villager. And now I feel those scouts. I mean, they've killed 2 more villagers. That was good. But having done so many scouts, he should have at least created some more idle time. But with those kind of palisades, he should have been fine. But look at this. All right, overchopped. Maybe some more wills. Nope, just 1. All right, could have gotten more, I feel, because with those upgrades, he is now comparable to the ones of the Magyars with his +3 attack. Beautiful stuff. Easy to snipe. Snipe villagers there. And yeah, alright, so what's the next move here? Crossbows, obviously, incoming paired archery armor. And also squires, though. Why is that? Probably to step up the game of his spearmen. But most importantly, the calf archers are incoming. Alright. Alright, those are the right moves here. Yeah, those crossbows are doing work. And once the scouts are done, they will be able to go to left hand side and get some nice kills, or even here. This would be devastating. But skirmishes. Well done. With this eco, it's pretty much possible to go for skirmishes. I would go for elite skirmishes even. But interesting, we see light calves incoming. Okay. So with that though, he needs to make use out of his gold that he has, right? So what does he do with the gold? Questions, guys, questions. I do not know at the moment. I feel that there is no reason for the goals here. Okay, alright. Knights as well. Weird. So did he decide against light calves finally? I'm not even sure. Probably did, right? I didn't even pay attention to it, but yeah, I guess he... No, he actually went for light calves. That is odd. I mean, don't get me wrong, light calves makes perfect sense, right? Nice units, for sure. But I feel that MrRay does multiple things simultaneously here, and that is certainly not good for the overall outcome. Well, his knights are actually quite good now, as well as his light calves. Feels kind of a hybrid. His elite skirms don't have botgun arrow, his opponent has it, therefore they're still inferior to incoming calf archers. Yeah, for now it's working. The question is, for how long? For how long? Xiaofan also going for some pikemen though, as he sees this army of knights. And he feels that he should use his gold on more calf archers. Therefore he doesn't go for monks. Makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, so what about it? Just thinking about the next minutes here. Once this gold is done, I feel that he should place a TC at least here or there. Somehow. In this area, somewhere here. Well, this one would be safest, but also kinda boxed in there. Not sure. Most importantly though, there are 3 TCs by MrRay. With this amount of farms, it's possible to do so. And produce knights still. But also calf archers, I do not understand that. Was this even a misclick? I don't even know. Why so? Why mixing all of those units there? Alright, okay, so now we see some raids. Or not. Husbandry and botkin are incoming by MrRay, therefore his cavalry units are going to be faster, and finally his elite skirms as well as his calf archers are going to be stronger as well. Yeah, botkin arrow. Right. Same goes for xiaofan, considering the husbandry. He already has botkin arrow, therefore he's fine for now. But I don't like what we see here at the moment, I gotta be honest here. It's a little bit mixed up of everything, and it's not pretty straightforward here what we see. Both players are going for a mixture of knights and calf archers. It makes sense, especially knights as some kind of strong meat shield, but also able to not only to tank but also go into some places where villagers are, tank some TC fire, stuff like this. But especially MrRay went for elite skirms, which makes perfect sense. But I feel that I'm not even sure, but I guess going for Siege Workshop would have been a great thing as well. Well, we'll see. We'll see. So far it's balanced out. Looking at the villager numbers, though MrRay obviously in the lead there. As xiaofan still with 1 TC, and with this setup, he must be successful with this military attempt. I've said it a couple of times in my castings, with 1 TC setup, you need to make sure that you go into good fights, that you're faster than your opponents. But now this is a bad fight in my opinion for xiaofan for now. Even though he cleared up a decent amount of the army. The reinforcements are also there. Okay, now it looks better, but only because of the numbers. Okay, nice stuff. And I feel that he needs to be successful with this move. This needs to be a successful siege here. If not, MrRay will have a huge advantage because he has the better economy. He will be able to come back way easier, and xiaofan will be behind in everything. I mean, he is behind in villager numbers. His economy is worse. Also, his whole base is just downright awful here at the moment. Without any TCs, he has no security. He applies pressure, so his opponent is not able to apply pressure on him. But once he runs out of steam, I always make this mistake there, it's gonna be tough for him. It is going to be tough for him for sure. Let's see. Because actually MrRay is catching up a tiny bit, military wise. I mean, here it looks he's superior, but in total xiaofan has still some army over here. Also really good decision with the monk there, getting relics and healing the army. Always a huge fan of this. Just parking the wounded ones over here and letting the monk go for some healing there. Finally, this mangonel in this game. Once it spots some kind of opportunity here, as in a huge number of half archers, it's gonna be devastating. Ideally, obviously. So let's wait. Ballistics incoming as well by MrRay. Once again, some interesting decision. His knights now, they're fine. I mean, now I just find it quite sad that he doesn't use any light calves anymore, so why go for it in the first place? I mean, that early in the game, right? That's what I'm saying. Probably his justification would have been, yeah, I have a decent number of scouts, so upgrading them would make sense, as in having a huge number of archers and then upgrading to expos. But yeah, now we see a decent matchup here. Decent fight. Another screenshot worthy engagement. Certainly nice here. Look at this beautiful fight here. Okay, now obviously bad fight for MrRay, as the monks are able to get a lot of conversions. Mr. Dutt is calling it. Liam says don't like that he is not using the cliff. Right. This would have been actually some kind of boost there, this damage wise. But it's not the same advantage as a hill, as far as I can remember. It's just one-sided, as in, I guess you do more damage, just like on a hill with uphill, but you take the same amount of damage, was it like that? It's not the same as a hill, right? And Mr. Dutt says blue actually played well. Well, actually, considering the numbers, that was well done for sure. But the monks also did their work. Ah, alright, 25% more down, right, and no bonus up. There we go. Alright. I guess both Liam and me, we did our homework. Good stuff. Alright, interesting stuff though is that xiaofan is clicking up, and now we gotta ask ourselves, is this justified? Is this the right decision? Well, going for the next stage always makes sense. Let's just have a look at this fight and then I'll explain. Don't want to be too off topic here. Okay, the fight is kind of over for the next seconds, it seems, or is it? Yeah, it's gonna be over as we see xiaofan retreating. So now that xiaofan is actually clicking up, just looking at the economy of MrRay, who's nowhere close clicking up, but this huge amount of gold. I've said it from the beginning. This whole gold here, it seems that he doesn't make use of it that much. Having so much gold on the back, I am not sure what to do with it. I mean, in his point of view there, he should have just used all of those villages for something else, for some other resources. Well, securing an area now makes sense, obviously. But, yeah, what to do, what to do? The enemy is going for imp. The enemy has a significantly worse economy. We see it here. The only reason why xiaofan clicks up that fast is he has a 1 TC approach. He wants to be faster once again. He wants to create a momentum for himself once again. But he is forced to secure this area. Oh my god, this is going to be devastating. Look at this, guys. At the right moment, MrRay just approaches here. And he is going to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Alright. Alright. That was devastating. You know, it's not as if xiaofan had like, I don't know, 100 villages. He had 62, I guess, and now he has 53. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh my god, man. Wow, so what now? What kind of economy is there to make sure that a lot more of those heavy calf archers are going to be produced? Well, I do not know, guys. This economy doesn't look that good. I think that xiaofan will run out of steam pretty soon. MrRay is clicking up as well, but he had the opportunity to go and make use of the gold. And went for it. He went for it for sure. and bought himself some food to click up. So yeah, I feel that once this army got cleared, once it gets cleared, then it's gonna be over for red. If it happens, of course. Maybe it doesn't even happen. We'll see. Yeah, numbers-wise, it looks better for xiaofan, obviously, right in this. Oh, nice trap attempt. That would have been epic. But not gonna happen, not gonna happen. And instead, he could even now decide, you know what, just forget about this army. Just let it get killed here, but just make sure to get a lot of villagers here. But nope, he decides against that. So no suicidal attempt there. Which wouldn't have been such a bad thing, in my opinion, because then MrRay obviously would have caused a lot more damage then, considering the economy of xiaofan. Yeah, interesting stuff for now. The score is certainly confusing for MrRay, I believe. MrRay, maybe, if he looks at the score, doesn't even know how much superior he is. If he basically beats this army here, he's going to be fine, because he'll get out of the situation. Battering rams incoming. Parthian tactics. Though I like how xiaofan obviously uses every resource that he has. That's also something really nice. I must not be that biased. I'm just so confused, guys. Do you see this song Rise Me High 1 verse 1? Why does he ask me, man? Does he think that I'm good enough to deal with them? Did he really write me? I mean, I'll check after the game. Alright. So, but you've seen it here on the left hand side, right? Alright, so yeah. Right, so I'm just thinking about what's happening here. It looks good for xiaofan, obviously. Maybe not the best fight ever, as, you know, just trash got cleared up. But fine for now. Villager numbers 142 villagers to 76. And yeah, just a matter of time in my opinion. Because now also MrRay somehow made sure that his economy is kinda protected. Just this stone over here seems to be a bit more vulnerable. But everywhere else we have TCs, castles and whatnot. Maybe this is also vulnerable here. Why blue no army? Well, I mean, yeah, good question. Why doesn't he have army? Let's see about his resources, shall we? Again, still he has a lot of gold and doesn't do too much with it, right? Still, now he goes for hussars. And maybe we are going to see some raiding here. Well, he had light cavalry first. In my opinion, he could have gone for light cavs just right now. And then hussars, you know. Then he would have had those resources that he spent on light cav. I mean, on the tech. For something else. But yeah, at the moment it certainly looks like a odd situation for sure. Brackets, please. Well, Siku, you can just type an exclamation mark brackets with an S in the end. Brackets, plural. And then you're gonna see the final stage brackets though. It's not, this is what we're watching at the moment is qualification round number 4 recast. And we are about to watch the final stage recast in 1 hour or 2. Let's see. So I certainly think that this fight wasn't too good for MrRay. Basically just used all of his hussars to, well, attack these heavy cav archers. Not a good fight, not a good fight. Why is he going hussar? Tarkans or cavaliers would have been fine. And he has gold. Yep, true. But somehow MrRay doing odd stuff here, I gotta say. I mean, it will work out if he continues like that. It's just it would just take a longer time. You're right. I mean, if he went for other units, cavaliers could be fine. But then there's one monk. But that's all. Well, Tarkans certainly, but I feel that Tarkans are not being used by many players here. We've seen it, and especially Spring is able to use it pretty efficiently there, in my opinion. One of the players that has clearly understood the function of the Tarkans. But yeah, now we see this fight. Imagine those would have been Cavaliers, right? Well, I am not sure. Let's have a quick look here. They're fully upgraded. So maybe MrRay is actually trading well here, because he just loses food, while xiaofan is losing gold over here in those kind of fights. Alright, so maybe that's one way to justify it. It's kind of an economically well thought attempt here to attack here, but obviously, I mean, going for Cavaliers would have been even way more devastating in this case. I don't know, guys. It's odd, but still. Other people? Just a second, guys. Am I? Oh, okay. Fake news. I just understood that this is the point of view of one of the players, and yeah. Alright, now I got it. It's all good. It's all good. Alright, so the messages that we saw on the left hand side, those were just private messages received by the player's point of view there. So I'm actually relieved, because I thought that there's a major misunderstanding. Alright. You can spam Hussars for infinite and keep gold for Ram. Well, that is for sure, sicko. And Liam, though, actually with the right way to answer it doesn't mean it's a good idea. Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, but it's, you can cheese your way through this, maybe. You can cheese your way. It's more of a cheese way, I gotta say. It will work. Look at this. The Hussars are inside now. This base has been officially infested now. But I feel this is such a literally cheap way to do it. I am really confused, and he's literally just using more and more Hussars, and he acts as if he has no gold anymore. I mean, he only has 510 gold. I just asked myself where all of this gold went. Mostly into techs. He had more techs than units, it felt like. Also has this gold over there. He has way more gold over here, but super oversaturated. Look at this. Yeah, and somehow the downside is, obviously, so Sicko says, I think it is a good idea. Well, to a certain degree, you can be right, as it's a cheesy way to do it, right? You said yourself, you could spam Hussars infinitely and keep gold for Rams, you know, having this super big amount of Rams incoming. Therefore, heavy cav archers won't be able to cause a lot more damage. But this also means that you're approaching really, really slowly, right? I mean, look, imagine those were Cavaliers. Maybe they've been way faster, but the problem is, being so much slower means that the enemy has more time to react, as in, this castle is up, this castle is up. This all couldn't have been possible, probably, if he had Cavaliers that have been way faster, you know? So, I mean, oh my god, what to say about this game anymore? Weird stuff. Well, xiaofan actually applies still a decent amount of pressure, right? He is on the left and on the right. Always there's this amount of Hussars incoming. Going for some good trades here. Look at this. Oh my god. They're actually clearing up. I cannot believe it. Looking at military numbers now, it's 57 to 43. I think it's no exaggeration if I say that those 43 units are just all food and wood units, trash units. What does this man do with his gold? I do not understand. It's only tax that he goes for. Interesting approach. Well, the danger on the left hand side has been cleared. And now actually xiaofan needs to make use out of his units in order to defend. Virgin numbers 148 to 79. MrRay is still producing villagers though. You can see it, you can hear it. Halberdiers now incoming. But he has only 150 gold left. What does he do with the gold? Where does it go into? It's literally heavy plow 1 hour. Halberdier tracking. Halberdier. Alright, makes sense. I just don't get it. Liam says he went for the no gold army so early, but didn't even try to take the relics. Yeah, it's an odd attempt, and I believe that it even confuses xiaofan to a certain degree. I would even say so. I mean, who expects just a pure non-gold army approaching all the time for such a long time now? And now we see the cavalry actually incoming right now. Is it actually this technique of tiring out the enemy and then just strike with the gold units at some point? We see this on Arena. Some players play it like that. They just play super greedy. And then when the player has the feeling, okay, his opponent has no gold anymore, he just gets out his paladins and then just breaks the game there. Interesting stuff. And I feel that it's way too late for Tarkans though. I feel like that, to be honest. Just plain normal Tarkans. Will this be enough for player number 2 to get out of the situation? His base has been officially infested here. While the pikemen are doing a little bit of work, there's a lot of idle time for xiaofan here and there. And yeah, he's only holding on because of the type of units that are going into his base. But I feel once the cavaliers are approaching, it could be different. We see so many more stables incoming. Well, Thumbring, what is he even thinking? Why does he even go for Thumb? I mean, okay, for scribes probably, but oh my god. Yo, he should deny this castle. Not happening though. This castle's gonna be up. Such a long game. Not much happening though. I mean, not many spectacular things. It's just for me it certainly seems odd here. Let's just fast forward a tiny bit, shall we? As we got now how it's evolving here, and there's no need to wait for some spectacular stuff happening now. Okay. Now it actually looks like xiaofan is able to get out of the situation here. Military numbers are certainly in favor for him. Look at this, 84, 80, 87, 89, 90, it's increasing. But it's mostly trash though. You see it, pikes, skirmishes and whatnot. But they are able to deal with what's approaching, right? I wonder where are the cavaliers that we have expected to come in ages ago. Yes, 2k gold on the bank, man. Come on. Come on. Don't do this to us, man. Wow, this is an odd fight. I will discuss this with some more experienced players after the stream, and then I'll ask them about it, because yeah, this is just tiring out the enemy somehow, but it is not successful, as we see that xiaofan is a super good army here now. Let's just continue. He is able to strike back. Look at xiaofan. He even has the luxury to go for light cav. I believe MrRay, I will check technologies being upgraded, right? In the end, when looking at the achievements, because I feel that MrRay nearly got every kind of tech there. I mean, the only thing that he didn't get was most likely just monastery upgrades or something like this. Something like herbal medicine or something like this, but other than that, guys, it's just weird. Because xiaofan, look at him, he's able to get out here for now. He even has enough villagers now to sustain this. How is this possible, man? Come on, look at this. xiaofan is actually able to get out. He even gets relics now. Look at this mess. Look at this mess. Yeah, xiaofan got a relic, indeed, man. Dude, it's just... Red is gonna win. Yeah, it certainly looks like that, but... but look at this again. We have this amount of heavy calf archers again. I don't understand, man. It's not because I'm too noob to understand. It's just too much of. It's just blue, player blue. It's just. I fully understand what xiaofan does. It's totally justifiable. Everything he does is justifiable here in the moment. But with blue, it is not understandable. Odd. He was about to win. First he was about to lose, then about to win, and now he's about to lose again. Unless xiaofan somehow screws us up now, right? We have this mosh pit here with the siege rams. I feel this could have happened 30 minutes ago, this situation. How is this even possible? Look at this on the left hand side now, some raiding even taking place by xiaofan. What is happening? Oh my god, man. Let's just fast forward again. It's just unbearable here. Wow. Okay, wow. Wait a sec. How is this even possible? MrRay somehow pumps out a lot of units. Even though he is getting raided here and there, he has lost a decent amount of villages. xiaofan, believe me or not, has more villages here, 136. But now, I guess things are changing here. And it is most likely because there's some heavy calf archers now in the game. And xiaofan doesn't have them. I'm just looking at the resources here. MrRay has his hands on some nice resources here for sure. Raiding is good for MrRay. He needs more pops. Yeah, right. Actually, you're right. It's not even a joke. It's not even a joke. This is forward castle. Okay. Yeah, actually, you're right. That was actually good for MrRay, as he could pump out more units, right? And yeah, this is what we see here, guys. More and more units approaching. I like the siege rams. I mean, one of you guys mentioned it, right? It was Sicko, was it, right? He said, yeah, Hussars and siege rams could be a way to do it. Just delayed by 30 minutes, but it's happening actually, and I believe that xiaofan will now have a tough time dealing with this, as he has no gold or whatsoever. He can only answer with trash, and he will not be as successful as the heavy calf archers are doing significant damage here when engaging here in the middle. And the most important thing about this is he is the one under pressure, and even if he gets out of the situation, he will need to go inside of this here, and this is gonna be impossible. Let's just let it happen, guys. Let's let it happen. Oh my god, don't tell me that blue is actually retreating now. Okay, actually not, okay. There we go. I mean, MrRay is constantly pop capped. That is really good for him. But you know, he still has 860 stone left. He should have... Oh my god. 1k gold nearly. He has no relics, by the way, right? Look at those Sarkans. You could drop a wonder, yeah, right? You should just go to the markets, sell a little bit of wood there, and then just tiny bit more stone, and then there you go. Xiaofan go from Marauder stone, that is odd. I mean, it makes sense because he has those stables and whatnot, but yeah, guys, I don't even know. You know, okay, now that is just I gotta move away just to address this one. Bowsaw 120. Are you actually kidding me, man? Alright. You know, we on the Woobly Official, we should be more professional about certain things, not emphasize too much and whatnot, but Bowsaw 1 hour and 20 minutes in the game. Oh my god. Let's just get over with this, man. Let's just... now we see it, right? xiaofan is in trouble. I mean, for a long time here. This is his last attempt to get out of the situation. Liam, just stop it, man. Yeah, guys, it's... I cannot believe it, but I guess we will see an end to this. I guess we will do it. Or will we? What is this? Two relics. Guys, I'm not even casting this one anymore. I'm just watching. My mouth is just open and... Guys, what is actually happening? He is moving to the right. He has found stone. I don't believe it, man. I don't believe it. Look at the resources over here, by the way, right? But yeah, it's justifiable at the moment for MrRay. He has pop cap. He is pop capped nearly all the time. It's fine. You know, I'm just thinking. I'm thankful at the moment. I could have casted this game before going to work. If this game would have taken place 1 hour earlier, I would have said, hey, I want to cast this one. This is the second game over. It's 1-1. And so far both games were full late game. Or was it? Oh, no, I'm mixing it up with the first game, with the first matchup thing that we watched, right? Or am I just mixing up? No, I guess the first game even... Oh my god. There would have been no way I would have been able to cast these two games now, right? And there's a third game incoming now. It's just... Oh my god, man. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, so... Nice, nice. Well, well. So I hope you enjoyed this one. And we are nowhere near done with it. Just follow the people that tune in later for your information. This is the second matchup in my recasting series here tonight. And we will see 2 more matchups after this one taking place. And yeah, I believe that the third game of the second matchup is going to be a long one as well. Who knows though? I'll just load the correct file here. Close Age of Empires here for a second. And oh no. First of all, I'll go into tags. Oh, you don't believe it, but both have 50 tags, 50 on research count. Okay. Oops, sorry for this one. Do you see it there? MrRay has 99% map export though. Nice stuff. Alright, so yeah, guys, let's just tune in right away for the next one here. That would be game number 3, obviously, and a best of 3, the last game for this matchup. I'm just launching it right away. Oh boy, oh boy. I feel like we have a long night here. 2 AM already, man. Okay, you just heard it. The game started. And boom, there we go, guys. So welcome everyone, my name is MrRay and I am casting round number 3 of the qualification round number 4 Legacy of the Huns. A matchup between MrRay versus xiaofan. And yeah, let's just start right away. And yeah, we can see, guys, I just need a second to process everything that just happened, so excuse me that for a second. So yeah, there we go. So the map of xiaofan, as expected. Super open in the front. We got this decent stone on the right hand side, that is fine. Even wallable, I would even go that far and say it's kind of wallable. But the more important thing is going to be the gold. As well as the second stone, the second gold over there in the front. Third gold in the front. In the front, not good, not good. But this gold, that's okay. Could have been more ideal if it was a little bit more here to the south. Or to the west, so to speak. Southwest. But yeah, this is how it is at the moment. And once again, we see some scouts pushing the deer into the TC. This time it's xiaofan though. And yeah, so far nothing too spectacular. All in all, super open map. And yeah, aggressive gameplay to be expected. And let's see about Mr. here. Ooh, this space is actually wallable. Believe it or not, but this is actually fully wallable. This side, palisades, barracks, stable, blacksmith, double archery range, and this one's full. Palisades over there. This one is actually wallable, guys. Who would have thought that we would see a map like this? Yeah, certainly convenient for MrRay. Makes it way easier to defend any ratings. Or at least it's more of a thing to be calculated and predicted when the enemy is approaching, considering his moves. And yeah, we see 3 on stone, oh my god, 3 on wood here, and probably we're going to see the same from xiaofan, who surprisingly went for this straggly tree over here before dropping a lumber camp. Which is fine, obviously. You can do that. Yeah. He also has 3 on woods, so far I'm just expecting some regular scrush from both sides. And yeah, I think also we have to keep in mind that this is the only way to go for, in my opinion, as any other strat would arrive just too late. Man-at-arms in this case also not the best thing to do, so let's just look at the vision here for now. Now obviously xiaofan doesn't know too much. He was pushing deer, but really efficiently in my opinion. Really well done. And looking for MrRay's vision here. Also busy pushing the deer, but he is late. He is late for sure. As xiaofan already approaching and attempting to find him. Yeah, this is it for now. I'll just fast forward a tiny bit here. as this is the Dark Age. Interestingly, whoa. 19 pop here. Well, this is some early scrush taking place if he wants to do that. This is even one earlier than before, right? We've seen a 20 pop. Oh, no, I guess we've even seen a 19 pop there. I just forget about this one as I'm watching numerous recasts here in this series today. Therefore, forgive me. And yeah, we see a more regular attempt by MrRay, obviously, with 21. It's the most decent time to strike, but doesn't mean that it's the best way to do so. It's gonna be the most stable, pun intended, not, approach to go for some scrush. Obviously, if you go for less population, you will be faster, that is obvious. But also your economy will be a bit behind. Either you have not enough villages on wood, as in this case, or not enough on food, but you cannot afford having little villages on food, as it's quite important to have a lot of food there and resources to pump out decent amount of scouts. But having gone for deer obviously is a good thing, as then you are able to get more food faster. And this would have been even more of a thing if they were Mongols, right? So yeah, this is it for now, and obviously MrRay goes for the walling here. You should just be aware that there is a gap over here, which he does not know of. But xiaofan knows this one here. Knows about that one, there we go. And he should maybe even go for this very location to hit with a surprise attack. I would even make sure that this scout is parked somewhere here to see villagers approaching. I'm not sure, but maybe just to be super sure about this one, because this is gonna be the only way for him to enter in a couple of seconds. Well, let's say in a minute. So he has the advantage that he is up way earlier, therefore on his way to go for the base. And instead he's that early that he doesn't even go for this approach. He's instead just going there ASAP, trying to get some villagers here and there, and now he will be able to get a villager at least. The second one will be safe. Bad stuff by xiaofan. I didn't like this one. This could have been prevented. Certainly. And yeah, still, the pressure is on. MrRay must protect himself. And this seems to be a vulnerable spot over here. Nah, he should go for that spot right away, as the spearman will have a tough time walking up there. Not even doing so will force his villagers to either wall them up here like this, wall themselves up, or just retreat, or even go for a villager fight. Obviously this would have been devastating, going for a villager fight. Still justifiable, but 3 scouts, it's the limit in my opinion. But certainly not a good thing. You should always prevent this one. Therefore I understand retreating here is the safest option. 2 low level scouts at the moment. And meanwhile we see 2 scouts approaching here for MrRay's spot. For xiaofan's spot, excuse me. And yeah, the pressure is... Maybe there will be some kind of pressure here for now. But not really. At the moment doesn't seem like that. Even took a fair amount of damage here. The second scout. Less than 50% HP left. And yeah, so far so good. It's the KD is 2 to 1 in favor of xiaofan. And this was actually the first military unit that he got killed, I believe. The other 2 units were villages. Blacksmith incoming. Wheelbarrow incoming by xiaofan. So far, everything as expected. I like this way to just secure this area, it's fine. fine and fast. Also, this one's actually even better here, forcing the scouts to retreat and therefore losing 2 of them. Good stuff, good maneuver. And will he finally find out about this? There's just some barrel here. MrRay, man, do something against it. Still doesn't know, but he probably anticipated this one, at least now, I guess. Yeah, there we go. Finally. Interestingly, I mean, did I miss something? But the villager count is the same here for both, even though MrRay lost villagers for sure. xiaofan didn't, as far as I know. Or did he? No, it can't be. It can't be. Those two scouts, they were just not useful at all. Therefore, he is able to approach and go for some proper raiding just now. Talking about MrRay here. And xiaofan, they're going for bloodlines. That is interesting. Certainly wants to make his scouts stronger there. And Flu's asking, MrRay doesn't have wheelbarrow though, right? MrRay, you're asking. Nope. Nope. No sir, no sir, no sir. Doesn't seem like it. Wait. There we go. Nope, he doesn't have it. Sorry, it took a bit of time there. He doesn't. Alright, so there we go. xiaofan now brave enough to strike as he has bloodlines. Now even able to engage here even better. Still needs to pay attention considering the spearmen, as there's still a threat here. Yeah, looks good, looks good. But now that the archers are approaching, the problem is MrRay won't be able to cause a lot more damage now. And that is most likely because he lost his spearman finally. And the spearman obviously in danger when it comes to archer aggression. So yeah, he needs to retreat. But he has a safe spot over there. And that is not the same for xiaofan. We can see it here. The base is fully open. So far, nothing too surprising here. And now MrRay getting wheelbarrow right now. And also going for scaleboarding armor. So he wants to make sure that his units are safe once again. Let's just hope that he doesn't go for light cavalry directly. And then just decides to go for cav archers and knights instead. Even though he got light cav, right? Just having some traumatic memories there, just from last game. Like Kartoffel says, intensive fuel war. Yes, bro. You're absolutely right. I guess you were not there the last match, just the very last match that we seen a couple of minutes ago. You would have seen something really fantastic, fantastic. Right, so once again, xiaofan is earlier, considering his castle age, which is good for him. Will allow him to go for castle age units way faster, and with the street archer range setup, I assume we're gonna see some cav archers pretty soon, once again. Right, and now that those scouts got +1 armor, they're actually able to deal with those archers for now, as they don't even have fletching, right? Oh, like Kartoffel. Oops. Alright, I see, I see. Alright. So, yeah, we can see they actually, the scouts are doing pretty solid work. That they have been doing a lot of work there, and now they should just retreat now that the archers have fletching. But that was actually a really good fight for MrRay. I like this one so far. Influencer saying it, yeah, big Titanic here. Yeah, for a moment, certainly. That was not good at all. Still, he is able to get out of the situation. Thankfully, no villagers have been harmed here. But a lot of military loss here. So Liam actually saying maybe Ray did tire him out last game, and I've been talking about this one as well, right? This tiring out type of strat that they do in best-offs. That's actually a thing, right? Weird stuff. And also in single matches, this tiring off, you know, making a late game on purpose and stuff like this, and then just hitting the enemy when he's really tired. Weird stuff. He actually lost one. Ah, I'm sorry. Unfortunate stuff. Well. Alright, interestingly though, now we see something else. No, we actually don't see something else. We see basically the same attempt once again. Three stables, and again scouts are being produced. So I bet you we'll see some light calves incoming. And yeah, guys, we see he both saw 24 minutes instead of 1 hour. What was it? 1 hour 20? And yeah. But it was MrRay with 1 hour 20. So what about this fight? Who's actually winning here? Oh my god, it's actually xiaofan here. Wow. So much food down the drain here. Unfortunate. Not able to get a lot here. Yep, not at all, not at all. Oh my god, man. Oh my god, don't do it, man. You're not even in cast stage, right? And you just don't do this, man. Is it surprising, guys? We see the same approach by MrRay. I'm just looking here at home and we see it. Yeah, it's basically the same type of military approach from both sides. xiaofan again, more straightforward here. I don't know if this was the right timing here. Oh my god, MrRay is... Oh, come on, this is not... This time it's way worse. It was working last game to a certain extent, but now it's not. I don't even want to exaggerate, but this one has been way worse than last time. Should have just gone for knights right away. And not only knights, right? If you see this one happening, maybe just invest a little bit into a siege workshop and actually produce a unit in time and then engage. As in a mangonel shot would have changed the whole thing here. But just going in there with those light calves once again. Now he is forced to send out his mangonel right away. Right away, man. Come on, do something. Oh man, unfortunate stuff this time, and the only thing that makes me sad here is because actually MrRay is making it too easy for xiaofan, and that's why I don't like to see. I'm not biased as in, oh, I want MrRay to win or I want xiaofan to win. I just want to see a balanced game here, right? I feel MrRay took a lot of damage there, too much. And while Liam said that MrRay had enough time just to sit at home behind his walls and most likely just get his army numbers up, he didn't, and xiaofan instead had this luxury to do so, and now again he has a decent number of calf archers. This time though, it's going to be a bit different for xiaofan. He doesn't want to go for a 1TC approach for the first hour of the game. Instead he goes for multiple TCs, which explains the rather smaller size of his military army here. Hey Adrian, what's up, man? Welcome, my friend. Did we get a host? I don't see it here, but if we did, thanks for the host. Welcome guys, I am MrRay, and on behalf of Ruby Official I am recasting couple of Legacy of the Huns matches here, so feel free to watch it with me. We're gonna have a long night in front of us. This is the second set of games that I'm casting here, and we are going to have 2 more. And I believe the most interesting one is upcoming after this one. That will be Stark versus Comtown. We'll see about it. So welcome, guys, welcome. Nice to have you here. So let's go for it. Yeah, if this continues like that, I am not happy at all. Well, we also see a Scorpion here, right? And I gotta say, I've seen some decent Scorpion plays in last couple of days, in which Scorpions actually were able to deal a lot of damage here, actually against Cav Archers, believe it or not. That is actually a thing. But once again, I feel MrRay doesn't do it correctly here. While he is able to push this army away, I mean, we can see it here, obviously it's working, but I feel that this is gonna be just a bait over here. If he gets on the hill here, or on another hill, maybe this one will be even enough. Some sweet spot over there. Right, so this happened. Again, unfortunate stuff for MrRay, and it's not using his military, I mean his siege. Obviously the siege is not fast enough. But I don't know, I would have loved to see some more siege plays somehow. Just take the mangonel with you, put it behind of your knights. Easier said than done, obviously, but it's the way to deal with upcoming armies like that if you don't go for other defensive measures. You see, this is the way I love to see Scorpions. Actually, decent shots here. Good fight this time for MrRay, as he's able to make use of his villagers there. But yeah, so far we've seen mostly knights against Cav Archers, and I would have said, you know, if you don't want to produce any archery range units, right, as in, you know, skirms, elite skirms, namely, then you need to have something else next to your knight army, because if the numbers are correct, those Cav Archers will eventually deal with the upcoming knights. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, we got the situation over here, and therefore not nice at all. Xiaofan, I believe, does a lot more damage than he should have been able to do. So yeah, and once it seems that he's actually retreating, the next little army, supporting army, is incoming. Therefore he somehow keeps the pressure alive by not allowing MrRay to get into his base. This could change though, unless there's some army sitting at home. This little army maybe could do so. This patrolling army, make sure that the knights are not incoming in this little compact base over there. Also 4th TC, defensive measures here obviously, incoming here by Xiaofan. Looking at villager numbers, Xiaofan 90, MrRay 80, not that much of a difference. And now we see it here. Quite late of a decision here, but yeah, it's actually happening. Archers, University, so we're gonna see some ballistics and fletching, botgun arrow, and I'd say it's gonna be elite skirms. A bit too late in my opinion, but easier said than done, right? Obviously all of those things, they require a lot of resources, therefore I understand if he wants to go for more knights. It's not easy to go for other type of units. Still, it's a mixture. It's a decent mixture, the adaptive mixture that you use in order to deal with upcoming armies here. And yeah, this is gonna be dangerous here. The left hand side is not well protected. The TC is fine, I gotta say, but there are some opportunities to go into the space and also to get out of the space once again. Let's see. Let's see, guys, let's see. So what are we actually going to see here? Oh, I was saying elite skirms, but instead we see Cav Archers. Well, that's one way to do. That's one way to do it. Obviously, he has the advantage of already having bloodlines, probably even having husbandry. Therefore, it's not the wrong thing to do so. Also at home, there was an attempt to go into space, but his knights are significantly weakened here. They're able to get rid of the defensive force here inside of Xiaofan's base, but all in all, not enough to go into the base. Liam says, Ray should have walled in front of the left gold a long time ago, secure so much. Well, I believe you're talking about this area here, right? You're right. It secures a lot of things there, for sure, for sure. You're right. Well, yeah, the moments in which everything seems to be calm. And MrRay believes that with this army he can do some damage, but actually he won't be able to. He is actually wasting his army here. I gotta say, so many free hits. So many free hits for xiaofan. And actually, he just sees that this base is gonna be not easy to approach in a couple of seconds. Those knights actually did nothing here. Just some random passing by, maybe just getting the attention though. Because on the left hand side we see some raiding. We gotta give him that at least. He does well, he gets some villagers. Well, I don't think that he will be equalizing villager numbers. It will be still some significant impact on the eco. A bit too successful in my opinion. He should have at least retreated with the villagers. Drag it close, drag the enemies close through his TC. But yeah. Decisions. This time xiaofan going for Marauders pretty fast though. So that is interesting. Maybe he wants to finish this game off pretty fast here. Let's see. Let's see, guys. MrRay also going for Pikemen. Both are clicking up for Imp. So everything according to plan for both sides, it seems. Villager numbers are quite equal. xiaofan slightly leading there. Military-wise, also not that much of a difference. 41 for each. Actually looks quite equal. Though, I gotta say, a lot of damage units here for MrRay. And going for knights, I always love to see some defensive monks that heal up the units. Now we see some interesting fights. Thing is, the Cav archers of xiaofan are better, as they have the second upgrade, considering their defense. While MrRay had his advantage on the hill. Now xiaofan has it, and therefore he's able to deal a bit more damage now, and he gets a little bit less damage, so to speak. So yeah, this is the situation at the moment, and also we see a lot more taking place though. So xiaofan going for chain barding armor, no surprise, as I believe we're gonna see something pretty much expected here, as Marauders was getting upgraded there, being teched, I mean. And we see some kind of, yeah, approach that we are used to see from the Goths. Building barracks and then pumping out Oscars, ideally. In this case, we see Tarkans being produced out of the stables here. Super fast stables, therefore, there we go. I told you, Tarkans so tanky. So tanky. Easy to produce. Yeah, they can even deal with halberdiers. I kid you not. If the numbers are correct, they're right in favor for the Tarkans. It's gonna be devastating for sure. Elite Tarkans incoming, plate barding armor incoming. It's gonna be tough for sure. So let's see if MrRay is actually able to deal with this one. In the meantime though, xiaofan makes sure that he secures some area there, getting some extra resources here and there. That will be, of course, really substantial for his resources, incoming resources. And MrRay actually doing a nice move. I like this one, what he does here. And that is actually a optimistic walling, but unfortunately a bit too late. Good idea though. Like the effort. Left hand side is secured though, while the right hand side is not. Alright, so both are an imp, and we see a lot of elite Tarkans being produced. xiaofan going for Bracer though, as well. That is actually confusing. Why does he do that? Why does he do so? What is he going for? Why does he go for Bracer, man? Just to improve his castles? I'm not sure. Guilds, two-man saw, alright. And now we see it again, MrRay go for some cavalier. So let's just hope that he will actually produce some kind of cavaliers. Because last time he did that, he didn't produce any. Alright, so the Tarkans inside. Well, in this case, they are going to get cleared up here. Let's see, 170 HP, they are actually able to take some hits here. And once their attack upgrade is there, it's gonna be fine. But in this case, of course, they get just easily cleared up here. Now we see some better fights, maybe, I'm not sure. Look at this, look at this. You see? Where are the halberdiers, man? Where are the halberdiers? Gone. Look at this, look at this. They got +2 attack now. Looking forward to seeing the next one. Then they're gonna be really strong, really devastating there. It looks really gloomy for MrRay now, as he is doing all he can to defend this incoming army here. But we see the flooding is real, and I think this is gonna be super tough for him now. Question is how to get out of this situation. Well, he does right by massing up his army now. He wants to go in with all the units that he has, instead of just spamming it one by one, because then they will get cleared up. But this will allow xiaofan to get into the space. And there he goes. Setting everything on fire here. Literally here with his Tarkans, causing some havoc. And this is gonna be pretty much over if he doesn't do anything against it right now. He needs to pray that this army of halberdiers that he has is successful enough to clear everything incoming, but I am not sure, guys. I'm kidding you not, it's gonna be super tough for MrRay to get out of the situation. As well as the incoming armies of Tarkans still there. Look at this army. And also this army inside, I am not sure, guys. This time I feel xiaofan did correctly. Ending the game super fast here. Villager numbers are decreasing. Still a lot left. 119. It's decreasing by the second there. Oh my god. Problem is also going to be, once they're done with the villagers, they will go for the TCs and they deal a lot of damage against buildings. It's not stopping, guys. It's not stopping. It's just incoming. It's just incoming. And now the siege is incoming. This is going to be super tough to get out of the situation. I'm just repeating myself, but I don't know how to phrase it otherwise. I'm kidding you not. 40 villagers difference, and it's a GG. Ah. GG, guys. This one was way faster. Alright? The Tarkans. They just made it. Unbelievable stuff. But yeah, this momentum that they have. Oh wow. MamTV has hosted you with 161 villagers. Well, welcome everyone. Now I saw this. First of all, I saw this incoming. So yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. You also hosted me yesterday on my private channel. I really appreciate that, man. Vamos, man. Vamos. Thanks so much. Right, so just I don't even know what to say anymore because I've basically said everything, but this momentum with the Tarkans, this was just too difficult to deal with. And I feel that this is going to be or this was one of the key moments in qualification round number 3 and 4, in which players like, for instance, xiaofan as we see it now, but also Spring, were able to bring up the Tarkans to get this little momentum of, oh my god, what do I do against them now? My halberdiers are not working somehow. Because the numbers, because you can just spam so much. The Tarkans are just so spammable then, if your economy is adjusted, if you have the freedom to do so, and in this case we saw it. xiaofan applied pressure, he didn't stop with it, he was basically he was even inside guerrilla style here, and just putting down the stables. Just awesome, man, awesome. And it worked, MrRay unfortunately out of the game. He had an enormously interesting game, the second one, in which he scored. We gotta give him that. He certainly has potential to become even better, so I wish him the best as well. Hopefully gonna see him on Legacy of the Huns 3 again. But for now, xiaofan won this one and moved into the next step, which is the final stage of Legacy of the Huns. So for those of you who think it's over, it is not. We just reached the half one. We just reached 50% of what I was going to do this evening. And therefore, if you want it, bear with me. Just stay here with me. I am not going to end the stream. We're going to watch some more of this nice tournament, and especially a matchup that I was looking forward to see all the time. I was so sad not being able to see it live, and now we're able to do so, and that is going to be Stark against Comtan. Oh my god, man, I am so hyped to see this one. Right, so what I will do is basically, just for the sake of correctness here, obviously, gonna update the scores. Even though it's just gonna be shown for 1 second. There we go. So there we go. 2-1, 2-1. xiaofan won against MrRay. And the plan is now I will just change over. You're gonna see the lobby. I will tune in with some music of myself, and I will just adjust everything. And we're gonna jump into the next matchup here, which is going to be Stark against Comtan, Legacy of the Huns qualification round number 4. Stay tuned, guys. Stay tuned. Alright guys, I will just load the right game and then we're gonna start right away, and then before that I will just have a sip of water and then we'll tune in the next set of games. Stark against Comtan, Legacy of the Huns qualification round number 4, casted by MrRay for will be official. Alright guys, so everything's set. At least I think so. And therefore, without further ado, we are able to tune in into the next set of matches. Compton versus Stark. Something I'm really really looking forward to seeing, to be honest. Alright, so let's just start, right? It's so warm, man. Did I tell you guys that it's warm? Well, if not, then there you know it now. Okay, game is loading. And without further ado, guys,